Welcome back, traders, to our first live session in a very long time. On behalf of the Forex Lens team, we're excited to bring this service back. We have a lot of new ideas. We have a web portal in development. It's almost ready to go. Our first session will be through our YouTube Live. Actually, our first few will be done through the YouTube Live. And today is just going to be an intro session. You get to learn how I trade, who I am, and what you should expect from these sessions. So my name is RP Forex. That's the handle I go by. I've been trading for about 5 years now. I've done a degree in quantitative finance, and now I'm a part of the Forex Lens team. I'll be doing the daily analysis that will be sent to our trading view. You can follow it at Forex Lens at trading view. You'll see my charts are the ones with the grayish blackish background. I've put up quite a few these past few weeks. Check them out. We also have a blog that I run on our website. Our recent one was why you should use TradingView over charting. And in this case, I'm talking about MetaTrader 4. I highly recommend TradingView. Create an account if you haven't and give us a follow. We'll follow you back. And so let's get into things. Right now I'm looking at Euro USD. I have my levels plotted, but because I'm new to Forex Lens, a lot of the charts are empty. They don't have their key levels. And so what I was thinking is that since we are starting, I'm new to you guys and you guys are new to me, we should start as a clean slate. So I'll go through many pairs a day and we will go through I'll go through the key levels and you can plot them on your charts as well. So although I do have Euro, pretty analyzed right now, I'll just clear all the levels so we can start from scratch. And what I like to do is a top-down approach. So I like to start on the monthly time frame, just so I can go from a long-term perspective to a short-term perspective, and I can also plot any key levels that we're approaching. So just a little tip, since price is right in this region right here, I'm not too concerned about what about things that are happening up here or all the way down here. Just to keep the chart clean and to keep our focus on where price is heading to or could head to in the short term. So if you read my article on support and resistance zones, I like to use the triangle, the rectangle feature on TradingView to kind of draw these zones of support and resistance. So right here would be a nice place to draw that. I mean, it was resistance here, resistance turned support here. We flirted with the region in these 2 months, actually in these 2 years, 2011, 2013, and we've come again to the zone in February 2018. So that's a nice little region to plot down, and pawing off what I said before. We're worried about where price can go in the immediate future. This is a nice support region right here, so let's draw our little rectangle there. I try to encompass the wicks, but if the body of candles go into it, I don't be too picky about it. I'm just trying to get a sense of what price ranges we need to look out for when it comes to take profits and buy orders. So that seems all good. We can actually draw a trend line, a downtrend line right here, like so. That's also fine. Yep, that's good. So we are in a downtrend, obviously. And one thing I noticed right off the bat is from the start of this downtrend, we've had a nice bearish run down. I retrace a nice bearish run down. You can see these consecutive bearish candles. On this retrace, we started to have a few buyers be injected into the market, and another retrace. We see how this retrace was not as high as the previous one. So it's telling me that buyers are getting out of the market, sellers are getting in, and we can see that on the next move down, very aggressive. And then we consolidated for a bit at this support region, and then we bounced back up to test this previous region of activity, and now we're coming down. But if we zoom in a bit, and we'll go to the lower time frames, but from here I can tell that none of these bearish runs are aggressive as the past runs. We can see that right off the bat. And when we go to the lower time frames, you will see that This pair is very ambiguous to where it can go. It just depends on fundamentals and basically what the markets want to do. So our downtrend line looks good, and when we move on to these lower time frames, you can adjust your zone. So actually, I'll move this down a bit. You can always clean up these zones, and when we go into the weekly, I start plotting my weekly levels. So I'll use horizontal lines and rays. So one line I can put is right here, this recent resistance zone, which we actually have broke past, and we're under. So one could say we could fill up this trading range, but I think we are making a move to retest that line. Is there any other area we could put a horizontal line? You know, do another. So we have our weekly resistance here. Our support's good. None that I see. Let's go down to the daily. Can we draw any trend lines? This is how I do. I do a methodical approach. Support, resistance, trend lines. Any channels. I don't see any I can draw. So let's move on to the next time frame, which is the daily. And actually on the daily, I can draw a descending trend line right here. A descending channel, I mean. And right here. Let's clean it up a bit actually. Cool. I'm not too picky about it going through candles. I'll show you why later. But yeah, this looks like a decent descending channel, and we are on the move to hit the outer trend line of this channel. So longs look like a play right now. However, if we go down to the 4-hourly in a bit, you'll see that there's some ambiguity there, and we could plot another week daily level, get out a horizontal line, and we can draw it right here. Cool. So this support region, a lot of activity right here. So that's another weekly line that we drew, daily line that we drew. And let's go to the 4-hour where things get interesting. Let's extend this out, and on the 4-hourly, let me draw my 4-hourly levels. So we have resistance right here, which we're flirting with, and we have our 4-hourly support right here. Nice wick action, and nice wick action here and here. So that's cool. Our levels are plotted. Our chart looks clean. Now we gotta see what price action is doing. So earlier when I was looking at this chart, I was calling shorts. This was before Trump and May met in UK and did the little speech. Then Powell came in and he showed some signs of confidence in the U.S. economy. He said unemployment was lower, and they were hesitant to change the interest rate above 2%. But another thing he did say, which I believe caused this little bull run on euro, is he said that he doesn't know when or if or how they'll make a solution to the trade war they have with China. So that's not assuring to investors. So you're going to see a lot of investors turn to the safe havens, to the Swiss francs, to the yens. Even some are going to the Aussie. So that's one thing we gotta watch out for. The technicals, we're screaming a short. I mean, we see these long wicks to the upside failing to pierce through. Now we're having a mini bullish run. Try to do a wick fill. I believe I did close my short. Close one position in profit, the other in loss. So based on where this closes, if we get a close above this little range, I do see us come up and retest this descending channel trend line, and obviously based on that reaction, we can either go long to 1.14099 region, or if we respect it, we can have a nice short opportunity to do another wave down. It all depends on the next few 4-hour candle closes, and if we go on the 1 hour, we could set up criteria for shorts. Criteria for shorts would actually be a close below 1.12 263, just below the recent lower high. Um, Obviously, that would say we're breaking out of any uptrend and we're continuing down. But we are showing some signs of respecting this resistance. But I wouldn't enter now if you aren't already, just because it could go either way. I was on the 15-minute time frame. I rarely go on it, but it does show you what price is trying to do. And if we can draw a channel, we had this channel that price tried to break out of. So we had this ascending channel, right? It's on a 15-minute time frame. I'm not a scalper, but it kind of gave me a sense of where price is heading in the immediate future. So we had an ascending channel, which we respected. We kind of popped above it, and now we're retesting it. If we do see, a pin bar or a bullish pin bar or bullish engulfing off this channel, I do see upside to at least 1.12853, and honestly, it could go even further to this trend line right here that I spoke of. So this is how I analyze pairs. I go from monthly down to the hourly, sometimes a 30-minute, just to see where's the best entry. If this bearish candle was closed with underneath this channel, it would have been a nice short trade, nice intraday or even a swing trade. But obviously that did not happen. So I hope you guys kind of get an idea of how I trade. You can look at the past trade examples that I posted on TradingView. Here was a Euro USD short, played out perfectly to the T. Here's a USD CAD short off a descending channel break, played out to the T. Here is gold, which rocketed, zero drawdown, amazing, and a Euro long we took last week. So you can see I don't really use much technical indicators. I used to be very fond of moving averages and crossovers, but I felt like that sort of clouded my judgment, especially if I did see a crossover. I like to work with a clean chart like this with levels and kind of see what the charts are telling me. And right now it's telling me that USD is weak and we might see USD slip against all the pairs. So the dollar index might slip a bit. I would pull up the dollar index, but today's video was live session was supposed to be a little short and introductory. We can go more in depth tomorrow, but I hope you guys get a sense of who I am, how I trade, and I enjoy this journey with you guys. I think it will be a great learning experience for any of the new traders or even veteran traders out there. If you have any friends that are new to trading, please share them our YouTube link. And so let them make sure they subscribe and turn the notifications on. So when we do go live tomorrow, they'll get the link sent to them and they could be there from start to finish. If you did not make this live or if you're seeing this at a later time, YouTube will process it within 24 hours and you can watch it again. And that should be it. If you have any recommendations for our live sessions, please email them in at support@Forex Lens. We'll get back to you on that. And we're looking to incorporate a live chat so you guys could ask me to cover certain pairs. And in regards to the pairs, I'm not going to just be covering Euro or just the majors. I could be doing minors one day, so I could look at GBP CAD one day and then the yen, USD yen the other. I'm just going to look at, I trade basically any pair except for the exotics. So I'll be looking at any pairs that have setups and I'll be showing you guys viable setups. Right now, Euro does not have a viable setup. Earlier in the day, it did. I mean, there was a short 20 pip opportunity from here. Too bad I stuck in after that move, and I'm in a bit of drawdown right now, but hopefully the tides turn and we continue short. That is all for now. I'm RP Forex for Forex Lens. This was our first live session, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Happy trading, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I will do a poll to figure out what time works best for everyone. And yeah, this is one of more to come. Thank you guys. Enjoy your day. Bye.